Duacrima Station is a shithole at this point. And at the center of that shithole is blood, debris, white blood, a netted alien, and probably a moment of stunned silence between our Marines and Pariah as the door closed, aliens on the other side. You realize you are in a lot of fucking trouble. They're going to make it through that door in not a lot of time. So you all need to move. And I guess my question is, who starts that?
So the situation right now that we've got one alien in a net that is magged to the hull, basically.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And a lot more aliens on the other side of a door. With Win.
Yeah. On the other side of a door, that is not the way to the labs. It's the way we came from, right?
It's the way you came from. Specifically, it is the door between the main lobby and the room you are in now, which is the room between the main walkway and the main lobby. So it is not a strong door, but you do know that the door between this hab section and the main walkway is a blast door. So that would probably help you a little bit, but as you stand here, you are in a lot of danger.
Private Win, I don't know if you can hear me. You don't have to answer. But if you can, you get somewhere and you hide. We're gonna make a quick pit stop and we'll come around to get you.
Sergeant, with all due respect, I think we need to consider the option that Win is not alive.
You worry about the mission, I'll worry about my men. Is that fair, sir?
It's fair.
All
I
right.
just don't want you to put yourself in a situation or others. There's more casualties.
Noted. All right. We did what we said we would do. We got one trapped. Let the big brains figure out how to get it out of here. For now, need a situation report. Where's Killian?
I don't know whether. Oh, where's that other guy? The fucking private. Where'd the fucking guy go on your back?
I don't know. I didn't see them. There was a lot going on. Sorry, sir.
You actually fucking shitting me. You dragged him all the way here and he didn't. Fucking hell, Jesus Christ.
Why was he on your back in the first place, Private?
I was told by Lieutenant Farrier to bring him to you.
Fucking bait.
Where is Lieutenant Farrier?
No.
I left him in the labs. He said he'd be okay. He was with.
Do we know who was on his back?
You didn't at the time recognize the person, and
So it's not one of mine.
no, not one of yours.
Sarge, we need to get behind these blast doors and shut off all the functions for the pipes before we go anywhere else. No point in having these blast doors if they're just gonna come through the fucking plumbing, you know what I mean?
You are right next to the hydro tank's room, which is easily accessible to you.
As this conversation is going on, Brooks is currently on the floor. His legs are just sort of dragging behind him as he shifts himself along with his arms to Pariah and attempts to provide medical assistance.
Okay. Let's do that medical roll. And you are propped up. Brooks manages to grab a couple of bits out of his portable kit to like basically put pressure on your broken ribs enough that they don't hurt when you try and move. So you are supported enough that you can move around, but obviously, aside from that, this isn't an easy injury to recover from.
Yeah.
It's also stopped the bleeding, but you feel like shit.
It isn't as much as I would like to do, but you should at least be able to walk.
It's something. Can I help you here?
I think the damage to my legs might be repairable.
Okay. I'll see what I can do. Don't know much, but... And
I can help you with it, and I, like, reach down to my legs and, like, pull some of the outer layer aside to show the inner workings, pistons and tubes and things, and sort of assess the damage for myself and try and
it's a
help
lot.
Pariah through it.
It's a lot smaller than what I'm used to working on, but machines are machines.
And we should be able to bypass some non-essential muscles.
Okay. My hands are probably shaking from loss of blood.
Yeah.
Can't really catch my breath. I've probably never been in this much pain in my life. I'm sorry.
It's all right. This is a lot for you to. This was a lot for me to put on you, considering what you've gone through. It's all right. I can repair myself. You can just take a moment, gather yourself.
Forgive me for being curt, but can you walk, Adams?
I can walk. Yeah.
Brooks, any chance of you walking anytime soon?
I might be able to do repairs on myself. Perhaps if you go ahead, I can catch up.
Well,
Pace, can you help?
No.
Your skills don't allow it?
Oh, no. My skills do allow it.
You will help Private Brooks, and that's an order.
After what? You want me to repair? After what he's done to all of these, my people, my friends, my family.
You should be more mad at those things, and I point to the one on the ground, than Private Brooks right now. Private Brooks is the only chance that one of your only other friends will survive, including yourself.
Those things are fucking bugs. They do what they're meant to fucking do. They keep their fucking things. He is programmed to fucking fix people and save people. And what the fuck does he do? He lets them down time after time. He's a fucking calculator. He has no fucking idea what he's doing.
Well, Pace, it's an order that you fix him.
Yes, sir.
And you will do it correctly.
In this heated moment, does anyone, as Pace points to the xenomorph, does anyone look at it
I probably would.
Probably keeping half an eye on it.
Anyone that does look at the xenomorph notices that it reflects all of you, pointing and shouting at each other, gesticulating in its shiny dome, and if you had to put a human expression to it, it would be a self-satisfied smirk. You can almost hear it purring. You can sense the danger, and it is clearly enjoying this.
Well, looks Private Brooks, even if old man here was able to help you out, get you fixed, how long would that take?
If we're lucky, a minute or so. It depends. I'm still assessing the damage.
Well, it is my opinion that we get the hell out of here from this location and find the other people as fast as possible. So, Donkins, are you hurt?
No, sir.
Well, I hate to ask this of you again, but we need to put our medic on your back.
Yes, sir.
We
He
get there.
quickly rearranges a couple of straps from his gun and then, moves over to you, Brooks. It's like, how do I... and he just kind of grabs you by the hand and, lifts you up and around onto his back.
Pry, are you armed?
Yep. Still.
All right. I want you and old man on Donkins' hip as he carries.
Dodge, I definitely need to shut off those hydros, otherwise we're gonna be followed in those tanks.
Right. You have any idea what you're doing in there?
Well, purge the system is probably the best I got, but I'm not sure until I get in there. Killian will be able to fucking help me, but God knows where he's going.
Did I hear you say that there was someone else?
Yeah, there was someone on Donkin's back.
Who?
That was the bait. I don't know, some fucking civvy.
Donkins?
Yeah?
Who was it?
I don't know. He said his name is Ben.
Fuck.
Fuck what? Who's Ben?
Ben's the reason that this was locked down.
Me.
Ben is Killian's dad. Or what classifies. And
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Wait.
What classifies? You adopted?
how does someone survive in a ship for 2 weeks with no provisions?
There were provisions. There was fucking supplies in the crates and whatnot.
No, there wasn't.
What do
That's
you
my
mean?
ship.
Well, it must have been. How the fuck does he do it? He wasn't fucking eating these things. I made a fucking God knows what.
All right, I'm not a fan of dancing around it.
Anyways,
We tried to keep it from you, Killian. Is an android. That's beside the point now. Don't talk about it. This is not the time for it. Okay? We
It's
knew. And that's
one
it.
stress.
Was a need to
That
know
could-
basis, and you didn't need to know.
That could end up helping us later on.
But beside the point,
beside the point, Ben
Ben-
locked Killian in that ship, locked himself in the labs, locked us out, and left those things free to murder everyone. And clearly he survived.
well, he's got no meat.
You made it sound like it was Austin's fault.
Well, it is.
Sounds like it's
Austin
Ben's
knew
fault.
all of this shit.
I don't see
Austin
Austin.
was there to stop Ben, saying that he's a traitor. I don't know. Trying to blame it on Ben. But Austin knew all of the shit that was going on in these labs. So yeah, Ben might have been the thing that dumped the bucket down, but the bucket was ready to be tipped.
Seems like everybody here maybe pushed a bucket.
Let's talk while we walk. Old man,
Sarge,
give you permission to check out the hydraulic valves.
thank you, Sarge.
The rest of us are going to go to lab storage like we planned. You stay in contact, old man. You see anything, you hear anything, you get the fuck out of there and you join us.
Will do, Sarge.
Everyone else.
Let's go.
You walk along the main walkway and you see a core of this space elevator. It is a intricate construction of incredibly complex shapes and almost organic, as if they'd been 3D printed and they smoothed out and there's multiple supports interlocking to allow such a incredible piece of technology to safely exist on this, well, from the surface of this planet right up to the humongous space station right above it at the top. And around that, you can see glossy, damp, kind of brown-green resin, as if something had started to grow or be built over the top of all the man-made structures. You walk around this central pillar, and the further you get towards the labs, the more of this covers the walls until you are finally at the foyer. And had you not known that this place was previously a space station, you would assume it was some sort of insect hive.
This is remarkable.
This is fucking terrifying.
No, if in the right, whoever ran in the right controlled environment, this would have been fine.
And in our circumstances, it killed everyone.
What do I see when I look around? Like, meaning hive, and what does that mean?
I mean, what is it you're looking for? The walls, the ceiling, the vents, everything you can imagine that would normally be here, aside from like a few tools and like consoles protruding from the walls, are covered in this resin.
Is there any signs of life or like biology that is breathing? Anything like that?
The walls themselves, no. They're like a secretion. Organic, for sure, but not alive.
No, I wouldn't touch it.
Adams? Just
Yes.
gonna make a wild guess here and say this this didn't originally look like this.
We're in the labs, right? I've never been in here.
Okay.
I can answer that. No. There's this material on the walls that was placed here, probably from them.
You ever seen a wasp hive? Paper wasps? What it reminds me of.
Yeah.
It's a bit gooey.
I thought they operated in packs, but it seems like it's more like a colony. Full of specialized units.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe
Can
we
I
got
pull up that?
the warrior wasps. And I would suggest that there's, well, I guess a queen or something, telling all of the rest of them what to do.
Can I pull up the map of the laboratory?
Yes. What are you looking for?
I know there was a secret area I found. What's the path to there?
So the path to the restricted area is past the offices and up either through or around the corridor via chemistry and materials.
Okay.
You assume. But it's kind of fucked in here. Walls might not be in the right place. There's definitely a shifted topology in here.
Dawkins,
Yes, sir.
you came from the other group, right? So you can take us back there. Tell us which way to go.
Yes, of course. They actually went to the labs. The ones past the. He points to the map. The ones at the bottom. It's you seem
Past
to be
the
looking
admin
for
office.
something else. They would, yeah, past the admin office.
All right, then that's where we're heading.
Um,
You got an eye on that motion sensor?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm longingly looking at the restricted area as I switch out my hands to the motion tracker to see what's going on in this specific area.
yeah. So I think you look and you see a singular. You see a couple of different things on the radar. They're difficult to discern because of your modifications, but there are definitely things happening in lab storage. And there's also something happening in one of the pipes, the water pipes, that kind of goes through the kind of lab storage, chemistry and materials area.
Well, it looks like lab storage has some activity, I'm assuming from them, since a pipe looks like it meets up there.
That is also the area you got reports of people.
Do I see any dots on there that I can distinguish are people?
You can't distinguish them, but they could be people.
There could be people in there too. I can't tell.
Are you getting sorry? Are you getting any readings from the direction we're going?
Yeah, down by the lab area, like the two lab. Is there any movement?
No, there isn't.
Nothing. It's just
I grabbed Dawkins. Look at this. The way you said to go, there's nobody moving there.
Maybe they found somewhere else. I don't know, sir.
Are you sure that you didn't mean lab storage? Over here?
No, sir. I mean labs.
What did the lab room look like?
Points at the walls. That, but also like medical equipment, sort of, but not like fancy machines and stuff, sir.
Lieutenant Ferrier, we're on our way to you. You copy?
You wait a little bit and you get nothing back.
Lieutenant Barrier. This is Sergeant Maddox, over. He's not picking up. Well,
He's taken time to respond in the past.
without any other evidence of movement or life from the labs, I'm going to suggest we go to lab storage, since it seems like that's our best bet according to our equipment as of now. They could have moved. They could be staying still, but we know there's something there, so could be them. Could very well be them. Most likely will be. So I want us head on a swivel. First sign.
I think that'd be a good place to check out.
Take the lead. I'll take the lead. I'll head up to lab storage as best we can, make our way there, see what's what. If I give you any sort of signal to stop, you stop and you stay silent. You don't say a fucking thing. You don't breathe, you don't fart, you don't nothing. All right.
So you begin to leave the foyer and maintenance access, and as you do, you see a route through the goo towards lab storage, but you also see a faint on and off red blinking coming from what you can only assume is the officers, given your map.
On your right?
I will silently go over and look at Pariah. Real quiet. See a red light blinking on and off. Is that an alarm of some sort?
I don't know.
Adams, you know the computers of this station quite well. That probably means a live, not live, but a working computer with a notification, like a message.
Could be something. Could have a report. Could still be working.
Report of what?
I don't know. I do know that 2 people came into the labs, so it could be helpful. Austin and Gray, when I last saw them, were coming through the hydro tubes into the labs.
You say they were coming through the hydro tubes? Like,
They turned the pressure down. We couldn't open the door, so they swam through the hydro tubes to get into the labs. Now, you told me we know that these things could be in the tubes, but I think that's worth checking out.
all right. Let's go up to lab storage, see what's what, and we'll make our way back. Stop there.
Back? We're here now. That could be, they could tell us that they're alive. Or we're
Also,
how to
might
stop
be a
this.
warning.
I'll also say,
I can just go in and do it.
Churchill, you also know that there is probably invaluable information at the administrator's office.
I think as they're doing this, I'm going to start slowly walking that way. I grab my shotgun and I say it's a warning. I don't know. And then I just start heading into the room.
I'm following you.
Okay. Maddox, do you follow them or do you wait or do you go somewhere else?
I look at Donkins and I look at Brooks and I say, I can't tell them what to do. One's a civilian, one's my superior. But we're going to the lab storage because that is my mission. First mission. Rescue life and see if anybody's alive.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Adams and Churchill, you slowly sneak through a warped version of a corridor and through what you assume would have been a door that is currently reflecting the blinking light, and you go inside. Everything seems clear in here, and you do in fact see a console with a half grown over screen and the light and some buttons, and you see that there is a message to be played.
I'm going to scan the room. At least I have some military training. I'm going to clear the room before I hit play on a audible message.
Yeah. You make the proper precautions. In fact, you probably, you go in with your shotgun, you check the corners, you wait a little bit, you scan the room. Nothing in here moves aside from a slight drip of the walls. And
should one of us be watching that motion tracker?
I assume Churchill has half an eye on it at all times.
Yeah, it's probably on my hip, like just on all the time. But when you say that, I'm mesmerized by just the overgrowth in this room and just half thinking, yeah. And I hand it to you. Keep an eye on it. This room's clear.
I'm
going to start.
Clear, but
Well, there's nothing imminent. I'll start clearing the gunk.
And yeah, you take the proper precautions, you turn down the volume, you probably even patch it through to your earpieces so both of you can hear this without attracting attention.
This is Sergeant Greylandon, head security of the Duacrima. I'm leaving this message for the Marines for when they arrive. Hopefully you haven't run into them yet, but I'm assuming you have. There are a number of aliens on this station that they're not fucking cats. They're not human. I'm gonna call them creatures. They're whatever the fuck they are. There are creatures running about. They move through vents. We don't know if they can access doors outside of the automatic ones, but they definitely can force open vents and move through them. They're fast. They're big. Maybe really, really big. Their blood is acid. If you shoot them, they will release a defense mechanism that will burn through skin that can be dealt with via strong base, baking soda, the like. If you can, keep some on you because regular medic will not work for it. There's at least 3 on the side of the laboratory, and probably maybe 3 by the time you're on here on the other side. There are variants of kinds that might be out. There's at least one that can use echolocation. There's one that feeds on blood. And there's some sort of amphibious one based, something like a frog. We don't know what it does. And one that can camouflage itself like a chameleon. They are attracted to sound, all of them, and will move to the loudest noise. You can use noise distractions to pull them away from you temporarily, but if they hear another sound, they'll move toward that next. And fire. They don't do well with fire. You might actually be able to hurt them in a significant way if you find any sort of flamer, maybe a torch, an aerosol, something. If you get this message, hopefully we've made it away. But if we're dead, I'll do my best to leave my security clearance on my body, so that you might be able to escape. By then, hopefully, we've purged the lab. And that way, at least there won't be more of them for you to take out. Good luck. Hoorah.
Turn to Pariah. Is that Ben?
No. That was Gray.
Oh.
He was our security officer. He was with us when all of this shit started.
Did he work closely with Austin?
Not closely, but close enough. I talk
Victor.
to him every day. It's a ship of 50 people.
Seems like they got the numbers wrong on how many aliens there are.
Well, they've been busy.
You want to tell me what really happened?
Told you what really happened.
I know you're not being 100% truthful, Pariah.
What the fuck do I have to hide? Do you see this? Do you think that I have shit to hide? I'm just trying to fucking survive this shit that you're so eager to fucking protect.
We all have something to hide. No matter where you come from.
Adams. Now is an unfortunate time to notice it. The red blinking light has turned to a white, constant light, and it is now reflecting off a pendant that is hanging in the corridor. You recognize the pendant.
I walk over to it.
It seems to be caught on a piece of metal hanging out just near to a closed maintenance access.
How much noise would it make to open the maintenance access?
Minimal, if you were careful.
What are you doing?
Looking for people that matter. Because it doesn't seem that your team is doing that anymore.
We found you, didn't we?
Yeah. I pick up the pendant. Is it what I think it is?
It is Dr. Sunshine's pendant.
I'd like to open the maintenance hatch and peek in.
There's a slight squeak as you pry it away from the wall. Probably both of you wince. You don't know how far that carries.
I'm realizing I can't stop her, so I'm going to start trying to help to minimize sound as much as possible.
Okay. You're right next to Adams as you slowly lift this thing that is normally quite light but is now heavy with resin. and jammed in there by it. And inside is darkness, aside from the wet goo of the resin covering a significant amount of gore and dried blood.
I put it down as quietly as I can and back away.
Is that what you were looking for?
It's an answer. You think these creatures should still fucking live? Look at that. It did that to this entire fucking station.
Everything in our lives has the chance to be a monster. Everything can be misunderstood.
You think this is fucking misunderstood? It's eating people alive and breeding inside of them.
People eat people alive.
At least we know what kind of fucking monster that is. At least we know what we're up against. At least we know what human beings are fucking capable of. There's how many different kinds of things? A chameleon, a fucking frog. They can hear each other and talk to each other.
Everything can find a... Well, clearly they were doing stuff in here I still don't even know about. And I'd like to find out. Because one of the things that everybody seems to conveniently be forgetting is that the more knowledge we have, the more opportunity we have to figure out how to stop it.
Fire. Burn this whole fucking station to the ground.
We're not Neanderthals. This is...
No,
Everything
this is
is-
eradicating and stopping this fucking thing. Who knows? Those pipes are connected to the station up top. If they're in the fucking pipes,
You and I both know, if they're already in the pipes, you know. You already know.
but if I can save people, isn't that what you're here for? Aside from your fucking science, to save people's lives. If you guys were here on day one, how many people would have lived?
You know how long it takes to even get out here?
I understand. But I'm saying, if Austin had been honest with us from the fucking start, if we knew what we were in against, if we knew what we signed up for instead of secrets and bullshit.
The Austin I know would never intentionally mean for something like this to happen.
Well, he certainly tried to cover his own ass.
I'm just gonna look at her. You're so angry. And I don't know why you're taking it out on me. But if you want to find answers, you can come with me. Or you can try going down that hall, which I think is going to just lead to impending doom. You already know having big guns doesn't always necessarily mean you're going to survive here. You have to be smart, you have to be quiet, and you have to survive, which you already have that instinct, and so do I. You want answers?
Yes.
Then come with me. I'll pull out my map, and I'm gonna look at the restricted area. Because which office are we in of the four?
You're not entirely sure, because of this shift, but there may be the bottom right one.
Okay. I'm gonna show her the path to the restricted area. If we can get access to here, I think we will get some actual answers.
Okay.
We can find out who to really blame.
Then we're burning this place to the fucking ground.
As much as I'd like to save all of this, it could do with a little bit of trimming.
I can work with that.
So I'm gonna start heading down the corridor.
And I'll grab the pendant as we walk past and stick it in my pocket.
Pace. What's your plan?
Fucking bastard, fucking trying to disguise themselves as fucking people now. Fucking, I swear to God, if I fucking see that boy again, I'm not even a fucking boy. If I ever see that fucking tin can opener again, I'm gonna shoot him between his fucking eyes. I'm gonna make my way into the hydro tanks thing and just see if I can purge the system. But the first thing that I'm doing is locking or closing the blast doors after they all leave. Because I'm very aware that I think Pace would. Pace would close the blast doors after they leave.
Your attempt is stymied by the flashing red light of level 5 access required.
Oh, fucking Christ. Right, one thing at a time, Pace. Come on now. As I walk back from where the blast door controls are, I look over at the pinned creature and just spit on the floor. Bastard bugs, I swear to fucking God.
Gently hisses back at you.
You know what, Sunshine? There's not much I hate more than fucking microwaves. You're a fucking close contender. Now, go into the hydro tanks and see if I can purge the system.
Yeah.
But I am looking, as I go in, the first thing I look for is a way out. And specifically, knowing full well that they've all gone ahead, and if the creatures break through into the main walkway entrance, my routes of exit are limited. So
yes,
any kind of maintenance airlocks of I would just in the hydro tanks, I kind of assumed there would be something that would lead outside for external repairs, but I just don't know.
So the reality here is that your only direction of exit is through the main walkway or via the hydro tubes themselves. You look as you're in this hydro tanks area and you see some of the direct access to the tubes has been left open. Like, you can see scratch marks. Clearly people came through this place.
What the fuck? Did they fucking depressurize the... What fucking mad bastards they got in working here?
You tap the pressure gauge. It is well below where it should be. But fortunately, it is low enough that a human could survive.
How complicated does it look to build the pressure back up again?
Not very.
Sarge, you there?
Go ahead, Pace.
Sarge, I got an idea. It seems that some fucking mad bastard has been actually going in the hydro tubes themselves, and I've got a feeling that maybe the reason why these things are being able to swim around in them is because the pressure's all fucking low. I think instead of purging them, I just crank the pressure back up, seal it all up, crank it up, watch those fuckers explode in the pipes.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Hoorah, Sarge, hoorah.
Hoorah.
Close it all up, crank the pressure up, it'll be easier than purging it, and make my way back.
This takes you a satisfyingly short amount of time. The pressure gauge, once you've shut this thing, starts to go up, and it reaches the bottom of where the operational pressure is marked out on the gauge.
Do they have like a window in the hydro tank's bay so you can see outside to where all the external walkway stuff is?
It's a very, very small window, but yes. You look out into space and you see the steel and many complicated structures that connect this hab section to a much more spherical circular lab section at the other end of the walkway, and you in fact see the edge of the space elevator itself looking through this particular window. You have seen more of this station through this tiny window than you have at any other point. And you can see that there's a lot of observational points along these water tubes, and they stretch up and down the space elevator, around and across all parts of this station. And you watch as some of them begin to start to rupture.
Oh, fuck. Hold on a minute. So I look down, I can see the planet to where all the mining stuff happens.
Yes.
And you're saying I can see up as well?
It's such a small view that, like, if you look up, you can only really see like a small section of the space elevator, and if you look down, you can see like the edge of the curvature of this blue gas giant below you.
I'll tell you what, it certainly is fucking pretty. Right, okay, let's head on back. Let's head on back. Come on, Pace, let's fucking go. We've got a fucking microwave to shoot.
There's some satisfying squeals as you pass the pinned xenomorph from the... You don't know whether it's metal, but you'd like to think that it is other aliens in the pipes, slowly pressurizing.
In which case, as I walk by and I hear the squeals of the pinned one, I'm just like, no, music to my ears, Dorothy, music to my fucking ears. Enjoy your trip in Kansas, you motherfucking dickhead. Straight on. Let's go.
You can go straight on. And you are
there.
behind. So, would you like to try and meet up with Sarge, or would you like to go off and attempt to find this either... Wait, which synth are you specifically talking about? Killian, I assume.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll happily go towards where the Sarge has directed us, but if I happen to find a certain milk tray man along the way, then... Oh, what a shame, eh? Sarge, are you there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sarge, I'm just passing this space elevator, and there's a station at the top of it. There's the mining below, there's our station, there's a fucking station at the top of it.
That's right.
Well, a space station doesn't just have 50 people. Like the area we're in has 50 people. What the fuck's at the top?
I was not told. I was given the basic schematics, told that this part of the outpost was where the problem was. Here we are.
Sarge, I have an issue, Sarge. Those pipes, those water pipes that those creatures are in, they go right up to the station above. And it's been 2 weeks. I'm not brainy enough to make the fucking call, Sarge, but I want you to know that there's probably a lot more people than 50 people at risk here.
You're saying the pipes connect this station to the one up top. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying those water pipes facilitate the entire mining operation from base level on the planet up through us up to the top station. They can literally go anywhere.
Well, we have our orders. I'll be sure to let HQ know all that information, but from what we've seen, Ace, you know, probably all dead.
Yes, Sarge.
All I want to do is complete my mission and get the fuck out of here.
Hoorah, hoorah.
And you continue into, and now you see for the first time this resin-covered corridors.
What the fuck is this?
There's clear signs of alien activity here. Like, this couldn't be done with just the few that you've seen.
Jesus Christ. I knew there was more than fucking 50 of those fuckers.
And you go through the foyer and maintenance access. You look around. You don't see anyone. But you do hear something drop at the end of one of the corridors. You point your gun and you wait. Nothing seems to come out.
Oh. I'm just gonna take like a single bullet out of probably like, in fact, one of my lighters that I will definitely have because I always run out, and I'm just gonna throw it down the far end.
I'd say at this point you have more lighters than you do bullets, so that's
probably.
You throw it down the end. You hear the clack, and immediately after there's like a kind of sharp intake of breath.
Right now. Nice and easy.
And you hear Killian's voice. Ace? Ace, is that you?
You've got to be fucking kidding me. I'm gonna very, very slowly walk forward. Well, well, well. isn't the great masquerader, the great spy among spies, the biomechanical man.
I'm imagining you say this as you're about to round the corner.
Yeah.
And you turn in through what was once a door. And you see Killian at the other end of the room, stunned. He doesn't know what to do. The deer in headlights look at you. He's like, I'm sorry.
No, you don't get to be sorry. You're a fucking machine. Machines don't get to be sorry. Killian. You don't have fucking emotions. You don't have a fucking soul. What you have are calculations. When you calculated, it would be a good idea to lie to me. Looks like your calculation was wrong, boy.
You see both a cut on his shoulder, very recently clearly stopped bleeding white blood, but you also see dripping tears from his face.
Oh, you're programmed to do that as well. Programmed to try and win over a man who's fucking hardened by all the bugs that I've had to squish underfoot. Every single time one of you fucking Milky Boys manages to fuck up. You know, there's a reason why I don't like you types. It's got fuck all to do with anything else other than the fact that you keep fucking up. You have one job and you're programmed to do it right, and yet, every time, my friends die. And the tool doesn't work. They say a bad workman blames his tools. And yet, these tools get to fucking think for themselves.
I wasn't programmed to do anything. I thought we were going to survive together.
You can't survive. You're not alive.
Can we talk about this?
There is no talking, boy. To be quite honest with you, the only situation that means that you're still fucking alive is the fact that I'm afraid. I'm genuinely fucking terrified to shoot a bullet into your head in case it brings down an army of those wonderful licorice bugs. That is quite literally the only reason you're still alive.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not entirely sure. Because you see, I feel.
I feel too!
You don't fucking feel a damn fucking thing. The next time you say something like that, I don't give a shit about no fucking bugs. I'm gonna shoot you in the fucking head.
I feel the pain. So, at this point, you feel horrifying pain on your kneecap. As you raise your gun, you feel something go in your kneecap, and the shot goes off into the ceiling. Killian scatters.
Damn fucking merciful.
You look at what hit you. There is a man lying on the floor with a metal pipe in his hand.
I am just gonna absolutely wail on this guy's head. Pummel
The
him.
look of him is exhaustion, fatigue, deathly hollow in his face. The image of death and weakness. And you clobber his head in. You clip him round the forehead once, and you just see a huge gash appear, and it starts to bleed, and you instantly know that he is out cold, and then you smash your weapon into the ground right next to his ear to vent this frustration.
Boy. If I could even fucking call you that. You managed to get away, which is very lucky for you. Do not let me see you again.
I am going to need you to make either a ranged combat, close combat, or mobility roll, depending on how you want to deal with the very obvious skittering and even like a clicking that is getting louder, like a fast clicking, as if something is sounding out the location. You come around and like you see this Xenos with a huge structure on the side, kind of holes that come into like curved ribbed shapes along the side of its huge dome that are a horrifying imitation of bat ears. And more so than the others, you can tell that this is not looking at you. This thing skitters in and then stops moments away from you. And it gets really close, turning its head this way and that. And
I feel like the automatic thing that I did as close combat was to pick up the pipe that I was just hit with. And so I'm just sort of freezing. Like once I've dropped all the ammo, I'm just like in absolute standstill.
this is a moment for you, Pace, to decide what is about to happen to your character. The xenomorph opens its mouth and you see more silvery translucent teeth open inside of that and slowly reach out as it brings its face twitching left and right, clicking close to yours.
I think I would I think I would reach down very slowly to my pack and pull out a quick weld strip that I had and whip it around its head and just pull the tag and let it fucking burn.
The stress is huge. What do your last moments look like?
feel like I get it out and fumble with it. And as I fumble with it, the silver inner mouth caresses just the side of my head. And I freeze. And I whip the
Quick weld.
the quick weld strip around its head. And then just as I am about to pull the actual strip, it takes a chunk straight through my eye. And I immediately say,
Fucking robots.
Maddox, Brooks, Donkins is your ride for now. But you are headed towards the lab storage. You're at a place where the corridor you expect to see is not the direction or shape of the corridor that you actually experience. It is winding, it elevates at odd places and winds in the general direction of lab storage. You're fairly certain that you are headed in the right direction. Is there any discussion as you move, or are you just being as silent as possible?
Oh, yeah, just absolutely quietly making our way. Unless there's something to stop us, we're not stopping. I'm not stopping.
Brooks keeps quiet.
Yeah. You arrive in a place that has shelves and various things racked up that is starting to look like a place where people are storing things. So you know you're in the right place. And you do in fact notice several EVA suits lined up on the wall. Now these look like shit. Like if you were to wear them, you wouldn't want to do so for long. And if you got shot with them, well, that's it. But they will protect you in space for enough time to do something outside. And you notice one of them is missing. So, there must be logically an airlock nearby. It doesn't look like this is close enough to be practical for immediate, like, grab it, put it on, leave kind of situation. But this is where everything is stored, and yeah, you assume that probably somewhere in the top right of this circular map is where the airlock would be.
So one of the EVA suits is missing, which means, logically someone took it and went out.
Some idiot.
Sure. All right, I'll make a mental note of it and proceed to the lab storage.
Yes.
I think Brooks would also whisper on seeing those. That might be an option for getting back to the hangar externally.
My thoughts exactly. There's 3 suits. We got five warm bodies, not including you.
I don't require a suit.
I
It
figured.
can help, but I can survive without.
So there's only 3 suits and 5 warm bodies. So not an option right now.
I'm assuming you proceeded along the corridor at this point.
Yep.
You turn into what looks like a carved out area. There's remnants of walls kind of hanging down where they've been like torn off at just before the meeting the roof, and like parts are pushed up, bits of metal are bent, and then the entirety is now covered in resin. And encased in that resin are 3 people along one wall, on the outer station wall. And you see lots of egg-shaped things just below your below the line of your feet, where it kind of drops off into a dent, surrounded by mist.
I silently, and I stop, and I signal for everybody to stop, and I silently look up at the bodies that are encased in resin, and does it look like they're moving, breathing, alive, anything?
All of them look like they're alive. One of them is Lieutenant Farrier. The only thing that you detect is a slight, very slight movement inside these eggs. In fact, they are semi-translucent or transparent, on the outside. And you can see like a huge black dot in the middle, suspended. And every now and again you see, in a couple of them, it twitches.
I'm going to look back at Dawkins and Brooks. I go, very gingerly and quietly, and trying not to touch anything that's not floor if I can help it. Or excuse me. Yeah, trying not to touch anything that looks like resin or whatever, and make my way over to to Lieutenant Farrier.
Maddox, you get up to him and you see that he kind of rouses at your presence. He looks cold. Sergeant, please get me out of here.
I'm going to ask you a very serious question, and I want an honest answer. Do you have one of them inside you?
No.
I'll end it quick.
No, Maddox. Get me out of here.
I'm looking at his abdomen, despite his words.
Do a medical aid roll. He is lying. You can see bruise marks on his neck and face and mouth. Subtle, but they're there.
And I was going to look back at Brooks. And that's what I do. I look back at Brooks.
I think...
And I give him this.
Brooks hesitates because I think there's a moment where he just kind of stares at you blankly, and then he kind of like, his eyes sort of twitch in a strange way, and then he kind of comes to and gives you a thumbs down.
At this point, off in the distance, you hear firearms go off. Very distant echo.
Now, I've been in the military a long time. Is that one of ours?
That is one of yours.
Who would be carrying that who would be responsible for that kind of ordnance?
Sounds like a pulse rifle. Adams had a pistol. Churchill had a shotgun. That would have been Pace.
God damn it. I'm walking backwards the way I came. I look at Lieutenant Ferrier. You know I gotta do this.
Get me out of here. This is an order.
Back up. I don't even answer. Back up. Back up.
Brooks kind of struggles for a second, but I think he manages to regain control.
Back up. And as soon as I'm able to have like all of the eggs and all of the resined up people, Tammy's gonna talk to him.
Maddox, follow orders. Maddox, put that down. A gout of flame catches these three people and a bunch of eggs, and you can hear tiny squeals from the eggs, and also from Farrier, the other two, clearly fully unconscious, a scream of pain as he is caught in the conflagration.
Sergeant Maddox, going up to anyone who has their ears on. There are no survivors on this station. Anything you see, it's just a birth place for the rest of these insects. We're making our way to the LZ. We are getting the fuck out of here. Over.
Churchill. Not all of these eggs been burned. You can see a little shudder. You have experience in biology.
I'm going to look at Pariah, kind of just giving her a knowing glance, because we just saw Maddox do that. Everybody can be a monster.
On everyone's radio, you see it. You hear a flustered,
Oh my god, Sarge. This, Beckett. It's Beckett. It's Beckett. I am on the transport. I managed to get everything fucking working again. I'm on the transport. We are not
making the way to you. Everybody hear that?
We are.
Make your way to the transport. We are leaving.
That is not a good idea. You need to find a place for me to dock up, because what was the docks is now a gaping hole in the side of this station.
I'm sorry, say again. You're on the transport, but
I am on the transport. I am in space. It is heavily damaged. Finally managed to get everything fucking working again. It will move.
Meet us, I'll send you the coordinates from my P-Dad. That's where to pick us up. I expect you to be waiting.
Now, you know of an airlock, but you don't know where it is. You place your position for the private to bring her transport around, but you don't actually know where you're going to get out of this, and you are all feeling kind of fucked up. You know you can't go back where you came from.
Do you want to go up and I think there's an airlock in the area I was trying to get into. You know? Here, and I'm just going to pull the map up and show. It's a restricted area. It's kind of tucked away. There's not much information. I think, though, that there is an airlock in here.
Okay. And...
Well, you're
just-
the mechanic, right? Wouldn't you know
Yes.
about airlocks?
If it's restricted, why would I know?
I don't know, I guess.
I know there's spacesuits. I know that there's ways to get on the outside of the ship, but I don't know of an airlock up here. But I'm willing to go check it out, like we were saying.
Are you suggesting that it's just you and I that go?
I don't know. What's the plan here? What's your plan? What are you looking for? What do you need?
I'm just looking for answers and a way off this with those answers. So I guess the plan is, why don't you go suit up? I will be right behind you. I'm going to look at this map for a second. Hey, Sarge!
Lieutenant, you heard what I said, right? We're gonna go get there's some suits in the hallway. We're
gonna go suit up. I think I know where an airlock might be for pickup.
Great. Can you tell Beckett meet us outside?
Yeah, I'll get on my
Gonna be
PDAT
hard.
and I'll just send the coordinates to Beckett and my general assumption of where this airlock might be.
Mm-hmm.
There are only 3 suits remaining, but with a bit of jury rigging, we can get everyone out in 2 trips.
Base. Base, pick up. Old man. Corporal Pace, pick up.
Killian comes running up behind you, Churchill.
That's what I figured.
Fuck. Where the fuck have you been?
I found my dad.
Where's your dad?
He's in the labs. The other labs. He's tried to kill me. I don't know what's going on.
He's trying to kill you?
He figured out that I'm a synth. I'm sorry I didn't tell anyone.
What happened to Pace?
I don't know. He was in the room. I ran away. He didn't follow me.
Is your dad okay?
He's really fucked up. Brooks,
Hold on. How did you leave Pace? What was he doing when you ran away?
shooting at me.
He got one shot off. That's all I heard. If I know him, he definitely would have done more. What happened to him?
I didn't see. But he made a lot of fucking noise. Why would he do that?
He's had it out since. Blames Brooks and you and everyone. But you did leave us without saying why.
I'm sorry. It was my dad. I couldn't.
Save it. I don't care. What we need right now is your help. We're gonna suit up everyone that's living and breathing. And you two, I nod over to Brooks. You two can survive out there but without a suit. That's what we're gonna do right now. Looks like we've got 4 warm bodies to get out there in 3 suits. So,
Brooks.
you're gonna help.
Brooks. My dad isn't dead. Go help. Please.
Are we going to go look for him? If not, I will.
If not, you will what?
Look for Killian's dad. Once you're off the station.
Planning to crawl there?
Maybe, or I could prepare myself first.
Killian, can you carry your father here?
I mean, I don't want to move him. He was in a lot of pain.
Then how do we
You
get
don't
him
want to
off the
move him. How
ship?
the hell are we gonna get him off the station? Yeah.
Brooks goes and fixes him, and then we move him. I know a lot of things. I don't know how to do medic shit.
Can you fix Brooks?
I mean,
Lieutenant,
what's wrong
I
with
leave
him?
it up to you. I just soon get the people who are standing here right now the hell out of here.
Killian, can you help Brooks before Brooks can help your father?
I mean, probably. Yeah, well,
Then do that. I know I can't order you around, but do that, and then we will evaluate from there. Because right now, Brooks is being carried around.
Killian kind of shuffles awkwardly around this burning pyre towards you, Brooks. And he's gonna
I
make
grab as he's walking, I grab a glove, a fucking anything from the EVA suits, and I throw whatever it is at Adams. Like whatever, if it's a piece or whatever, just suit up. You're going for.
I would make eye contact with Churchill while I'm putting the suit on.
Suiting up's the best thing to do right now.
And I throw another piece to Churchill. You too, Lieutenant.
I grab the glove. We need access to that room. It is high clearance, and as of this moment, we do not have a way to burn our way through, considering Pace isn't answering, or a security, like a clearance card to get in.
Killian. Bet your dad has access, doesn't he?
He might have jury-rigged something.
I think Austin was the only one with level 5 security. He wouldn't give it to anybody else.
Shit, I know where his
entire
office is.
Hold on. Is this entire area only one person can access it? That doesn't make sense.
No.
Locked.
From my understanding, I don't mean to talk over you, Pariah, is that this is the lab. This is where they all come and go, scientists, at least at a higher clearance. But there is this area, and I pull up the map, this restricted area that only the highest clearance could get in, and not even the normal doctors in here could get into.
I know that. I'm saying that's where the fucking airlock is, and that's where we're going. Is there only one person that could access that airlock?
Yes, it was probably Austin or a high-ranking scientist in this department. We could check Austin's office.
I think that's the only place we can give access to other people.
All right. We passed the admin office just a little bit ago. I know where it is. I'll head down there. You get on a suit, Lieutenant. You, Killian, see about fixing Brooks. Once Brooks is up and going, then we'll talk about going to get your dad. But first, fix my medic. I'll be back. Right.
Tompkins, place me down here.
Killian looks at you, Brooks, and like spends probably too much time going over all the little pieces that are in the wrong place. They're not even there, and just kind of looks at you like, I think this is going to really hurt.
Hurt?
I'm going to have to pull some stuff out before I put you back together. So you've got to decide now if you want to not move your legs or something worse could happen.
I think we're operating on slightly different kinds of hardware. I have sensation, but it's not allowed to reach a point where it could interrupt my ability to operate.
What I'm saying is something else has got to give. If you want your legs to work.
Like?
Pick a limb. Pick something that moves. I don't know, something you don't need. But it's gonna get torn out.
I see. Perhaps an arm. The left.
Righty. Good to see. It, same. Alright, you want to do one last fist bump?
I humor him with the left.
And he reaches into like his pack and pulls out a bunch of stuff. It's like, I don't know, this stuff hurts me, so I don't know what it's going to feel like on you. And then as he finishes that sentence, wrenches part of your arm away so that he can access the servos inside.
There is sensation, but manageable.
Good, because this is, I don't know, what is this, a bone? And pulls out a servo.
Luckily, most parts in different limbs are compatible, so there should be enough pieces in there to get both legs working.
Yeah, what model are you? G23?
That's the one?
Yeah. I always said I was an A3, but yeah. And then he begins to replace the piece in your leg so that everything kind of winds together in a way that you will now be able to use it.
Did he say what his model number was?
He did not finish the sentence.
Okay.
You can prompt him if you want.
Can I infer anything about what he did say? Because he said A3 or something, right?
He said his dad always called him an A3.
What do I know of sort of that classification?
The A/2s are an older model, given an inference that his dad might have upgraded one. But the A2s were also rumored to have a lot of twitchiness. People call it malfunctions, other people.
Right.
Okay, do not stand up too quick. Do not get it torn off by an alien.
That's the plan. And I will sort of pull myself up with my remaining working arm and attempt to stand. I imagine certain muscles just kind of aren't working, so the movement is sort of lurching. There's a weird stiffness to it, but I'm able to struggle to my feet.
Is there anything else you would like to say to Killian? You notice that he is pretty well intact. Like, he's got scratches. He's definitely been bleeding and crying.
Not yet. Well, we're all in one room.
Okay.
But I will call over to Maddox. Seems I can walk, more or less. I have lost use of one arm, but I can work to a certain degree. I recommend that as soon as at least 3 of you are safe transferring to the transport, me and Killian can head over to attempt to rescue his dad. There's no need to risk human life for this last errand.
Killian leans in to you, Brooks, and just says, "You want to survive this, and I want my dad to survive this, and guess all I want to say is thank you.